Double-crested cormorants look somewhat like a duck, but they sit much lower on the water for one thing. Look for double-crested cormorants to be on lakes and marshes where there are lots of fish, because that's their favorite food. Now in the fall, the double-crested cormorants are moving south because when the lakes freeze over, they're not going to be able to swim around and find fish anymore. This is a juvenile bird here. Double-crested cormorants do nest in Iowa, particularly along the Mississippi River, where they have rookeries where large congregations will gather and they'll build stick nests up in the trees. But I've also know that they nest on rocky islands just right on the rocks up in remote areas of, say, northern Minnesota. This is a young bird here because it's kind of brown. Adults are going to be more black, but watch for double-crested cormorants in migration now in the fall. Several different gentian species can be found growing here in northeastern Iowa during the fall. They're all blue in color with the exception of the yellow gentian, which has cream-colored blossoms. The Downy gentian here has its petals wide open, so pollinators don't have any problem getting to the food source there, as you can see. Most of our gentians are kind of closed up at the top, making it difficult for pollinators, and only those big burly bumblebees can break in. The Downy gentian here likes fairly dry soils where it grows. The bottle gentian, for instance, would like a wetter habitat, but they're all beautiful sky blue colors on the Downy gentian. When you see them, they're kind of mimicking the color of the sky. And the gentians are among the last flowers to be found out on the prairie, blooming in the fall. Nannyberry is a delightful little shrub, or some people would say a small tree. It usually has multiple stems coming out and forms thickets in wet habitats, so look for it in swampy areas or sometimes in woodlands where there's open glades and again kind of wet habitats. It's a wonderful tree for wildlife. Again, the thick cover it provides is good hiding spots for birds and animals, and these fruits now in the fall are a fantastic food source for migrating birds like American robins, eastern bluebirds, gray catbirds, and northern cardinals. Interestingly, those berries are pretty good for people too. You know, one of the names for it is wild raisin, and they kind of look like little raisins there, but they taste a little more like a fig. They do have a big kind of central pit that you've got to watch out for. And by the way, nannyberry gets its name from the fact that when those berries drop to the ground, they look like the droppings of a nanny goat.